So today we continue with chapter 8, working capital management. So what is working capital management? Working capital management, it is specifically we will look into the capital management of the business. So capital is referring to the management of current asset and also current liabilities. So working capital management, it involves the relationship between firm's current asset and also firm's current liabilities. So current asset include cash in hand, cash in bank, okay? So all cash lah, all forms of cash. Because cash is one of current asset. Other than that, it is marketable securities, account receivables, and also inventories. So these are the main example of current asset. All right, current liabilities, it include account payables. Okay, account payables, it is our supplier. So we buy products or we buy materials from a supplier, but the payment is whole. All right, we pay the payment, we do the payment at the end of the month. We get the material first and then we pay back later. So they become our account payable. All right, notes payable and accrued liabilities. All the accrued payment, it become accrued liabilities. All right, so the effectiveness business, they will have an effective working management. Okay. So net working capital, what is net working capital? We want to see the surplus of the current asset compared to current liabilities. So therefore, net working capital, the formula is current asset minus current liabilities. Okay, so a positive net working capital shows that the current asset is more compared to the current liabilities, right? So the goal of working capital management is to achieve a balance between the profitability and also risk of the business, which is it can contribute to a positive firm's value. Because the most important is the value of the firm. All right, so that is the important of the networking. It is the important of working capital management. All right, so working capital management of a current asset, it include cash management, receivables management. Receivables, it referred to account receivables, and then the inventory. So how the business can manage the inventory. So in order for the business to manage the inventory, they need to classify the types of the inventory. Okay. So let us go to the cash management first. So cash management, we want to ensure that the cash available is always be there. Okay. We want to make sure that the business always have cash available, no matter what the business is facing. Either the business is making good, of course, the business need to have cash available. Even though the business not making good, because business is always up and down. So either the business in the peak level, they will have cash. Even though the business at the low level, also the business need to have cash. All right, because cash is very important. So later we will discuss the importance of cash. So first, how can we make sure that the cash will always be available? So the first thing that we have to do is how long is the duration of the cash conversion cycle? So how to calculate cash conversion cycle? Cash conversion cycle, it is operating cash minus account payable, the period to pay for account payable. Okay. Sorry. So So the formula for cash conversion cycle is average age of inventory plus average collection period minus average payment period. So what is the meaning of average age of inventory? Average age of inventory means that how long it takes for the business to make sure that all the inventory, all the stock able to be sold to customer. So basically we want to know how long it takes for the inventory to sold out. All right. So basically when a business want to manage the inventory, they need to know how much is the duration, how long is the duration for the inventory to sold out. Before the product is sold out, they need to replace with the new inventory because we don't want to make the store empty. We want to make the store always be full with product. It shows that you are doing business. If people come to your store, if people come to your stall, for example, but there is nothing, so it shows that you are not making any business. All right, so that's why, as a business people, they have to make sure that their stall or their store for the inventory is always be empty. It's not empty because you take the product. It is empty because it's able to be sold to customer. So basically, the first thing that we have to do is we want to know how long it takes for the inventory to be sold out. Okay, average time for every inventory will be in the store. So this is the first duration that we have to know. Second duration, once we able to sell the product to customer, so usually the customer will pay you in credit, which is the payment is delayed. The receiving cash is delayed. So how long so they become your account receivable because they will take your product, they take your goods, but the payment not yet received. So you need to know how long it takes for all this account receivable will pay you cash. So it is account average collection period, or another word is account receivables turnover. Okay, in this account receivable turnover, but it's okay, you can just use this term, average collection period. Average collection period means that in average, your customer, how long they take to pay you cash. All right, you need to have the cash available in your account. So average age of inventory plus average collection period, we call this as operation period. All right. So once you receive cash from the customer, then you need to know how long it takes for your business to pay your supplier, because you also get the material from the supplier in credit. Okay, you do the trading in credit. So you need to know how long your your benchmark, your fees to pay the account payable. You need to know your own duration. So in average, how long it takes? All right. So average age of inventory plus average collection period. This is the operating cycle minus the duration for the account payable. We call it as cash conversion cycle. So during this cash conversion cycle, if you are out of cash, you should know that within the cash conversion cycle, you have to make sure that cash will be available because you need to pay the account payable. So that is the meaning of cash conversion cycle. All right. So cash conversion cycle is a length of time required for a company to convert cash that have been invested, all right, in its operation to cash received as a result of its operation. All right. So operating cycle, it is the time from the beginning of the production process to collection of cash from the sale of the finished products. All right. So it's starting with the average age of inventory. So average age of inventory, it's starting from You get the material from the supplier until you're able to sell to the customer. And then once the product transferred to the customer, how long it takes for the customer to pay you cash, we call this duration as operating cycle. So this is cash conversion cycle. So why we have to calculate the cash conversion cycle? Why we have to know the duration for cash conversion cycle? It is because of we want to make sure that the business cannot be out of cash. Why cannot be out of cash? Because cash is very important. Okay. So before we go to that, we discuss why cash is very important. Reason of holding cash. So the first one is for transaction motive. Transaction motive means that every transaction, everything that we want to do, we need cash. So without cash, we're not able to conduct any transaction. Okay, if you want to buy any extra inventory at discount, we have to have cash. Without cash, we will not able to buy the things, or we're not able to buy the product in discount. We're not able to grab the discount lah, basically. Yeah. All right. Precautionary. Second is precautionary motive. Precautionary motive, it is if any emergency happen, for example, like accident. So it requires immediate cash payment. So if you do not have enough cash, how can you solve the problem? All right. So that's why a business need to have cash. Okay. For example, there is an accident in the factory, for example. One of the staff slipped during the cleaning. So you need to bring the staff to the hospital or to the clinic. So all the consultation of the doctor, the medicine that you buy for the staff, you need cash for that. So it is for precautionary motive. So without having cash, you're not able to make sure that this can be settled. The third reason is for speculative motive. Speculative motive, it is an activity where people take advantage of profit. Okay, take advantage of potential profit making situation. All right, for example, you believe that the price of the fabric in the future is going to increase because during that day there will be a ceremony ataupun hari raya, for example. So usually during the hari raya there are a lots of demand. So when there is a lots of demand, the price is going to increase. So you don't want to buy the same thing together with other people. So you buy that fabric today instead of tomorrow. So if you do not have enough cash today, how can you grab the potential profit? So these are the three reasons why holding cash is very important. Okay. So now we go back here. How to calculate the cash conversion cycle? So first you know that this is the formula. Okay. So how to calculate average age of inventory? So the formula to calculate age of inventory, average age of inventory, it is inventory. Okay, the figure of inventory in statement of financial position, you take the figure. Inventory divide with the answer of cost of goods sold. So cost of goods sold is available in statement of comprehensive income. Divide with 365. All right. The inventory divide with the answer of cost of goods sold divide with 365. So what you need to do is cost of goods sold divide 365 first, and then inventory divide with the answer. Okay, you cannot divide inventory divide cost of goods sold divide 365. It cannot be done like that. You have to do cost of goods sold divide 365 first, and then inventory divide with the answer. Or what you can do is inventory divide cost of goods sold multiply with 365. Also the same answer you will get. Okay. So next, average collection period. So average collection period, it is account receivables divide with the answer of sales divide with 365. Okay. Why sales have to be divided 365? It is because we want to know the average sales per day. Okay, average sales per day. So where do we can we find the sales? Sales we can find it in statement of comprehensive income. Okay, so sales divided by 365 and then account receivables divided by the answer. Or what you can do is account receivable divide with sales multiply with 365. The same answer you will get. Okay. Now we get the information for operating cycle. So now we want to know how long is the cash conversion cycle. So we have to calculate average payment period. APP is a average payment period. Average payment period, it is account payable divide with the average cost of goods sold per day. So average cost of goods sold per day is cost of goods sold divide 365 and then account payable divide with the answer. Okay, another method that you can use is account payable divide with cost of goods sold multiply with 365. The same answer you will get. So all the answer will be in days because it is in duration. So you want to know the cash conversion cycle, how many days it will consume. Okay. All right. So settle for cash management. So this is an example. You can try this example. You've been given average age of inventory 25.3 days. Average collection period is 19.9 days. So you add up 25.3 plus 19.9. So it is operating cycle. So the answer minus average payment period 14.7 days. So the answer will be the cash conversion cycle. So this is another example you should try. Inventory for 35 days. So this is the EAI. P is supply 35 days. This is APP. And account receivable is 55 days. So this is ACP. Okay, average collection period. Okay, so the firm's annual sales on credit about 2.1 billion. Its cost of goods sold represents 67 of sale and purchases represent 40% of cost of goods. So assume that is 365 day per year. So operating cycle, it is AAI plus ACP. Cash conversion cycle, OC minus APP. And then the resource invested, you have to calculate based on this. Okay. Sales. This is sales. So you have to calculate the cost of goods sold. How much is the amount of cost of goods sold? And then the purchases also, it is based on the cost of goods sold. So what you need to do is you have to using the same formula as this. Okay, so you have to plus inventory minus account receivables minus payment, account payable, and then you will get how much is the resource that have been invested. Means that how much money that have been used during the cash conversion cycle. Next is inventory management. So inventory management, a part of we need to know how long it is average average age of inventory, you need to know the types of the inventory. What is the differences between these three types of inventory? So inventory, the first type is raw materials. So raw materials, it is not yet to be sold. Okay, it is a raw material. You need to use that to come up with your own product. Work in progress, they are something that you have done to the raw materials, but it not yet finished. And then finished good is the products that ready to be sold to customer. So this is inventory management. So in terms of the account receivables management, we need to know the credit selection of the people or the business. Okay, when there is a credit sale, account receivable will be increased. So it is efficient when account receivable will be collected from the debtor as quickly as possible without losing the sales. So basically, before we want to enter into any business or any transaction or any trading, we have to do the 5C screening. So the first one is the character. So what types of people can be considered as a good character? So basically, they are the people who are able to meet the financial obligation on time. Okay, so before the deadline. For example, if the deadline is one of the month, okay, is the first day of the month, so you're able to pay, the payment history will be before the first day of every month. So that is the person who have a very good character. Capital, it is referred to how much money that they have. And then capacity, it is referred to how much earning of the business. Is it convincing to have this kind of people to make trading with us? All right. So you want to see the earnings of the people. And then collateral, it is specifically, we will look into the asset that can be used as collateral. So asset that can be used as a collateral is land, gold, buildings. So these are the example of asset can be used as collateral. What is asset can be used as collateral? Collateral means that what is the backup if you're not able to pay the debt. So this thing will be you will give the things to the debtors or to the lenders. And then condition, it refer to the situation, current situation or the current economy. So it is conditions. So credit policy, the first one is the credit period. So how long is the credit period? So usually the credit period will be 1 month to 3 months. But the shorter credit period, the better it is. Because we want to receive cash from the customer as soon as possible. And then how much is the discount given during the credit period? And then the credit standard and also the collection policy. So collection policy will be used if the customer delay paying you cash. You have the deadline. The credit period, for example, the credit period is 30 days, but still the client not able to pay during the 30 days. Sorry, the credit period might be 60 days. Okay, 60 days. But after the 60 days, the customer still not able to pay you cash. So what you can do is you can start with a reminder. You can start to give a reminder. Hello, boss. You not yet pay us our money. Can you please do it as soon as possible? So the first reminder. So you give a second reminder. Okay. So collection policy, it can be done through phone calls. It can be done using the letter. It can be done using collection agency. Collection agency means that you sell the debt, you sell the account receivable to the collection agency, then the collection agency will do their part. Or a legal action. So legal action, usually we will give we will bring the case to court. So that is the collection policy. But usually we will ask to pay. Hello boss, when you want to pay our money? Something like that. Because it's overdue almost 6 months, for example. All right. Next is trade credit. So trade credit is the account payable management. So account payable, it can be between you and your customer. You are the one who giving the trade credit to the customer, or it also can be between you and your supplier. So your supplier give you the trade credit. So trade credit, example, the trade credit is 3 over 10 net 30. So what does that mean? It means that 3% will be given. You will get the 3% discount if you're able to pay during 10 days. The credit period is 60 days. So how much? So here, so for okay, this three, the meaning of 3 means that if you if the expenses, if the money that you need to pay to the account payable is 100 ringgit, for example. So if you're able to pay during the duration of 10 days, you only need to pay 97 ringgit instead of 100 ringgit. You get what I mean? Because you get the 3% discount. However, if you pay after the 10 days, you pay on the 11 days until the 60 days, you need to pay in full, which is 100. Your payment should be 100 ringgit, and then you have to pay 100 ringgit in full. Okay, so that is the meaning. All right, now the case is how much is the nominal cost happen if you forego the discount. Means that you're not pay within the 10 days, you pay later. So how much is the cost you will incur if you not pay it during the discount period? So how to calculate this? It is discount, the discount percentage, divide with the answer of 100 minus the discount percent. So for example, 3 over 10. So it means that here is 3, here is 3, divide with 100 minus 3, which is 97. So 3 divide 97. Why 97? It is because 100 minus 3. So 3 divide 97. Hold on the answer. So this is the answer. Hold on here. And then multiply with the answer of 365. Divide. Credit this, or the credit period, minus the discount period. So just now the credit period is 60 days. So 60 minus 10. Okay. Credit period minus the discount period. So 60 minus 10 is 40. Okay. So 365 divided by 40, you will get this answer. So multiply both answers, you will get this amount. The amount, the answer will be 0.2256. So you multiply by 100, then the answer will be in percentage, right? So you may try all these question. How much is the cost if the discount is forgo? Okay. Right. So that's all for working capital management. So to sum up, working capital management, it is the management of current asset and also current liabilities. So current asset, there are cash, there are inventory, there are account receivables. Current liabilities, they will be account payable, accrued liabilities. Okay, So only these two are elements that will be included in working capital management.